Father, will bless you. Let your name be exalted in the name of Jesus. This is the ministry of Moses, part 68. The ministry of Moses, part 68. And we're going to take our text from Numbers chapter 14, verse 1 to 5. Let us consider verse 1 to 4. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron. And the whole congregation said unto them, Would God that we had died in the wilderness? And therefore hath the Lord brought us unto this land to fall by the sword, that our wives, our children should be a prey. Were it not better for us to return into Egypt? And they said to one another, Let us return to Egypt. Let us make captains, and let us return to Egypt. From the above statement, we will observe that it is possible that while those spies were given their evil report, they did it openly before the people. And since the report was not born out of, faith, it did not mix with faith in the heart of the listeners. So instead of the report strengthening them, it weakened them. Anytime we choose to speak in faithfulness, the effect of our words on those that are listening to us is that it will strengthen their faith. But anytime we choose to speak with unbelief, the effect of what we are saying in our listeners will be that it will weaken them, just like the case of the Israelite here. Faith strengthens you while unbelief weakens you. Suddenly the people turned against their leader and began to speak against them. They began to blame their leaders for everything because they were scared of the unknown. Before you speak your words as a speaker, you must check, what is the word likely to produce in the life of the hearer? What will be the effect of this thing I want to say? That's how to think. That's one of the things you must have in your mind before you talk. Because everything we say produces an effect in the listener. If the people hear me, what will this word produce in them? Will my word bring up faith in them, or will it bring up fear? You must understand that this reaction from the people was a result of the evil report that came from the spies. Now, the Israelites were so scared that they were even planning to choose for themselves leaders that will lead them back to Egypt. They think it is better to be a slave than to die by the sword of the enemy. Some of them even began to cry. They cried so strongly that you would think they had already been besieged by their enemies. Fear brings the atmosphere of defeat to you. Fear makes defeat real. It makes defeat so real to you that you will think you have already been defeated even when you are yet to fight the battle. With faith, you defeat the enemy, but with fear, you become defeated. In verse 5, when Moses and Aaron saw this, the Bible revealed that they fell before the people. You could imagine how terrible their reaction was, that even Moses and Aaron could not say anything. All they could do was to fall down before the people. Both of them became speechless. The situation was beyond what words could handle, so they fell before the people. Falling before the people is another way of saying, is another way of saying, that they knelt before the people. Now, not every situation can be handled by words. The best way to handle certain situations is to remain quiet. We all must learn when to talk and when not to talk. Moses and Aaron knew there was nothing they could say that will bring, that will be strong enough to convince the people. So they knelt before them. Now, we all must understand that our words cannot solve every problem. When your words are defective, you can use your nail as a weapon. Your nail is a weapon. Many wise women saved their marriages today with the weapon of the nail. They know how to melt their husband's heart. What exactly is the meaning of the kneeling of Moses and Aaron before the people? Their kneeling shows that they begged the people. When a leader that is supposed to be assigning you to work is now begging you to work, know that you have a problem. When a leader that should be recommending you is now consoling you, then something is wrong. If you are a follower, please be faithful. Don't copy the style of the Israelite. They were not a good example to follow when it comes to followership. That was why not many of them entered the promised land. What kind of follower are you? Are you giving joy to your leaders, or are you making them worry? Are you standing for them, or are you standing against them? Don't always make don't always make your leaders feel like they are they are not capable of leading you. Let them see you and be happy. The crying of the Israelites was sending a strong message to Moses and Aaron that they were not capable. So the tears from their face shows that from that tears they were telling Moses that he is not capable to lead them. That's the implication of the tears. If you are a follower that is always complaining, about everything your leader does, then you are sending a message to your leader. And I can assure you that the message you are sending is not a good one. Be a follower that your leader will be proud of. A leader that is not proud of you, if your leader is not proud of you, he will never recommend you. Are you there? Before your leader can recommend you, then they must first be proud of you. Recommendation is a result of trust and visible soundness. This is the wisdom of God. Don't sell it.